What is up, cheaters? So it's time to start. It's time to start our live stream, and I'm happy to see all the members here watching this live stream. I already see more than 25 members watching, and while others are connecting to this live stream, first of all, let me know that I was absent for the last 2 weeks, as you know, even though I am streaming in a quite fixed schedule. I was absent for the last 2 weeks. I was on vacation, and many of you texted me and was asking me to resume streaming. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to return back to streaming. And what we are doing during this live sessions, I analyze the charts for you. I analyze different instruments, and I teach you how I apply my trading strategy. My trading strategy is called the top-down trading strategy. That is based on the multiple time frame analysis, price action, key levels, patterns, and stuff. And during this live sessions, I'm showing you how that strategy works, what exactly I am looking for to analyze the market. And a very important element of the live sessions is the live chat, where you can talk to me, where you can ask me questions, where you can ask me to analyze anything you want. So as always, feel free to join the discussion, feel free to ask, and remember that if something is not clear in my analysis, always feel free to ask. And give me yes in the live chat if you're here, say hello if you're watching, and say something if you want to see some great trading setups for today. And I'm happy to see Lee Shihi here. Nice to see Harry Styles here. Nice to see Paul, Christina, Elias here watching. Nice to see you all. And welcome new members, welcome old members. I'm happy to see all the members right here. Nice to see B. Buzger here. Nice to see you. So, what I wanted to start with, to warm up, I guess we'll analyze dollar CAD pair. We'll analyze dollar CAD, and analyzing the dollar CAD, I will simply try to explain to you how exactly this strategy works and what am I doing each and every day when I analyze the price charts and what exactly I'm looking for to open the trade. We are on a dollar CAD pair daily time frame. And remember, traders, that we always start our analysis with the daily time frame. Daily time frame is a very important time frame because on a daily time frame we analyze the market trend, and also on a daily time frame we analyze the key levels, because on a daily time frame we can spot the most important areas that were important for the market participants in the past and from where we can trade. So here in dollar CAD, let's analyze what is happening with the pair, and let's try to get from where we can look for trading and what kind of confirmations we can look for to short the pair, to buy the pair. Let's discuss. So I guess you would agree with me, traders, that analyzing the market trend here in dollar CAD, we can spot that the market is consolidating, that the pair is trading in sideways, setting equal highs and equal lows. And we can spot that just recently the price started to respect the boundaries of that range. You can see that the pair is ranging, you can see that we are trading in sideways, and we are perfectly respecting the boundaries of the range. Then a very important thing to note is that just recently the price reached the resistance of the range, and from that resistance we were rejected, and now we see the attempt of the sellers to push the price lower. So from a current perspective, what can we spot? Even though bears are pushing the market, we also have a very important horizontal structure support right here. And in the past it was a quite strong resistance, but after the breakout it turned into support, from where just recently we saw a very nice pullback. So that support can be very important for the buyers. What else can we spot right here? If we analyze the price action, we can also spot that here the price formed the rising wedge pattern. Yeah, we formed here a rising wedge pattern, and at the moment we can see the breakout attempt of the market to violate, yeah, the breakout attempt of the support of the wedge. So, traders, the main point of the price action trading, of the key levels trading, is that we always analyze the reaction of the price to different key levels. So, it is not enough for us to just spot the key levels. For us, it is also important to analyze how the price reacts to the identified key level, because occasionally the market neglects the key level, occasionally the market just breaks that without any hesitation. So for us, it is very important to look for some kind of confirmation. And we spotted that the pair is trading in a range, and that the pair has recently reached the resistance of the range. Of course, once we spot the range, probabilities are high that from the resistance of the range, the pair will drop all the way down to the support of the range, and that the consolidation will continue. But what will confirm the bearish continuation for us? What can be the trigger that will confirm that sellers are here and that they are willing to push the price lower? We need some kind of a breakout, because breakout is the perfect indication of the strengths of the sellers. And what should be broken right here? The trend line of the wedge and that horizontal structure compose the so-called local zone of demand that is currently the resort for buyers to buy from. And a bearish breakout of the support of the wedge and the horizontal structure to the downside will indicate the strengths of the sellers and their willingness to break important horizontal demand cluster, right? So we will strictly wait for a breakout, and the breakout of that confluence zone will push the price much lower. So once the market violates the support of the wedge and that horizontal support, we can consider shorting the pair. Yes, we can consider shorting the pair on the retest of that broken structure, and with our stop loss lying above that resistance, we can expect a bearish continuation all the way down to the support of the range. Yeah, so following such a strategy, you can trade that range with confirmation. Yes, and if you just sell the market blindly, now you will go against the buyers who will buy from here, who will buy from that horizontal support, right? So that is the first scenario. Yes, that is the scenario for sellers to sell. But as we just discussed, here we have a support. And from that support, just recently the price bounced. So we can try to also buy the pair from that support. And the price may bounce from that. Let's open the naked chart. Let's open the naked chart, and on the naked chart, let's just bring back our key level and let's check how the price reacts to that key level on lower time frames. If we open the 4-hour time frame, we can see that even though the pair was falling, quite sharply, once that support was reached, we stopped falling, and currently we are consolidating. If we open an hourly time frame, on an hourly time frame, we can see that the pair is trading within the range. Yes, we have a narrow, tiny range here on an hourly time frame, and at the moment we see the breakout attempt of the support of the range. Remember, traders, that with the coming fundamentals that we are expecting today and tomorrow, the market may easily change the direction, and a bullish breakout of the resistance of the range can be the trigger for you to buy. So let me say that again. We have discussed here two potential scenarios. Yes, this scenario where we are shorting the resistance of the range that we spotted on a daily, with our confirmation being the breakout of the confluence zone based on the trend line and the horizontal structure. Or we also discussed the bullish scenario where we may try to buy that horizontal support, and we discussed what exactly will be the confirmation. So traders, I hope you follow so far. I hope that you got the logic, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to see Vander watching this live stream. Nice to see Maximum right here. Nice to see Mahdi right here. Wiki RM. Under right here, Paul, nice to see you all, and thank you for watching. The next instrument that we'll analyze will probably be Aussie Yen. Traders, the swing traders, give me yes in the live chat if you want to see a very nice potential swing trade that I spotted on Aussie Yen. Just give me yes and I will analyze that for you. Important update, by the way, for WTI crude oil. Those who trading oil knew that oil was consolidating for a quite long period of time within that horizontal range on a daily. Yes, oil was, even though oil is trading in a long-term bearish trend, since that level was reached, we bounced and we started to consolidate. We started to trade within that horizontal trading range. And as you can see, traders, a very important thing happened with oil yesterday. Yesterday, the price has violated the support of the range. And as we already discussed, the breakout of a support is a very important bearish clue, because first of all, it signifies that buyers stopped buying from that support. They are not trusting that support anymore, and moreover, sellers were strong enough that they managed to break that support to the downside. So for us, it is a very bearish signal. And taking into consideration that we are trading in a long-term bearish trend, that violation may push the market much lower. Where will be the next goal for the sellers then? Where the market may go next? We can spot here a very important horizontal key level, a very important horizontal structure support. And you can see that this year, it was already respected two times, and two times in a row from that support we saw a bullish reaction. So that support will be the next goal for the sellers, and we will expect a bearish continuation to that structure. For entries, you can consider the occasional retest of a broken support of the range. It now turned into a very strong resistance, so consider that structure for shorting the market. And I hope that everything is clear. And now, as I promised, I will show you the swing trading setup on Aussie Yen. Right, I will be happy to share this one with you. Edward says, what's the time frame, sir? I can't see it clearly. So here it is, the daily. And those who are wondering what is the time frame is always mentioned here on the top left. Yeah, and if you don't see, just ask me in a live chat, yes, and I will tell you what is the time frame. But remember that no matter what instrument we analyze, we will always start our analysis with a daily. Daily time frame will be the first time frame that we will check. And Tariq says, sir, please tell what should we do when we see two key levels which are very near to each other? Good question. Very good question, Tariq. So let's just remove our drawings right here and let's check what exactly was happening with WTI crude oil just recently. Take a look. So first here we got a very strong resistance, right? And that resistance was broken to the downside and turned into support. However, when the price bounced, we saw a bearish reaction from that structure. Yes, and that structure here was respected, and from that the market dropped. So here we have one more structure. And then over here, we also got a very important resistance. From that resistance, the market dropped, and from that resistance, a strong bearish movement initiated. So my friend, you can see that we have three key levels lying very close to each other. Yeah, they are lying very close to each other. And in such kind of a situation, the best strategy to follow is just to unite them all in one single area. That will be the so-called zone of supply. And technically speaking, the market may drop from that entire area, from any point within that entire area. So I hope, Tariq, you got my point. And by the way, on my YouTube channel, I have the playlist Structure Trading. There I recorded a lot of lessons about identification of the supply and demand zones, support and resistance, the key levels. So if you're interested in that subject, don't forget to check that playlist. So then Aussie Yen pair. Let's open Aussie Yen pair and let's analyze what is happening with the pair. Aussie Yen, first, as always, traders. If you're wondering what is the time frame, it is the daily time frame. And as I told you, we always start our analysis with the daily. First, let's execute the trend analysis, because it is very important for you to realize that the pair is trading in a bearish trend. And since last year, the market is falling steadily and the price keeps hitting level lows and level highs. Then, as you can see, once the market reached that structure low, we started a correctional movement. And you can see that within that correctional movement, the market started to trade in a minor bullish trend. And at the same time, we can spot that just recently, the market started to slow down. Even though initially bullish movement was quite strong, higher we went, weaker bulls became. And at some moment you can see that we even didn't manage to set a new high, and instead we set a level high right here. I guess it is a very important clue for us to consider. What else can we spot right here? We can spot that here the price has also formed the rising wedge pattern. And within the rising wedge pattern, the price formed a double top. Yeah, a classic double top pattern. And take a look what happened here on Aussie Yen. With the first bearish candle, we have violated the support of the wedge. The support of the wedge was broken and the market closed below that. Then after that, the price dropped lower. And you can see that with that candle, we also violated the neckline of that double top. So here we got double breakout, the breakout of the trend line and of a horizontal structure. And now the broken trend line and the broken neckline of a double top compose the so-called sell zone, the area from where we can short the pair. Yes, expecting a bearish trend continuation. So shorting the pair on a retest setting your stop loss above that high, you can expect a bearish continuation at least to that support. Yes, here we have a very strong horizontal structure support. And of course, because the long-term trend is bearish, we can even expect a bearish continuation to the current structure level. Yes, and that can be a very nice trend following swing short. One more thing to add about that trading setup is that a bit higher over here we also have some important horizontal structure support. And once that support is reached, don't forget to move your stop loss to entry and protect your trading position. Yes, we call that to move the stop loss to break even, and that will make your position risk-free. So it is the classic example of this swing trade. And of course, taking that swing trade, you should remember that the average holding period of such a trade will be around 3 weeks. Yeah, so it won't be quick. On a daily time frame, the trades that are taken on a daily time frame are quite slow. So be prepared for a long holding period. And by the way, traders, if we have any issues with the live stream, always notify me. Yeah, because last time, because last time when I was streaming, the streaming software was lagging. So let me know if we have any issues. I see a lot of questions about pound yen pairs, so that will be the next instrument that we will analyze. So let's take a look at the pound yen. And let's check what is happening with the pair. Right. So, and on the pound yen pair, in order to get what is happening with this one, I would even start with the weekly. I opened the pound yen pair on the weekly time frame because here on the weekly time frame, we can spot that since 2020, the market is trading in a long-term bullish trend, and the market keeps growing. Yes, the market keeps growing, and we are going higher and higher. And sorry, traders, I guess I have some issues with the camera. Just all right, traders, back to pound yen. I have no idea why the camera crashed, but for some reason the camera is not working. So anyway, we will continue with pound yen pair, and we will analyze this one on the weekly. Because on the weekly, as I already said, we are trading in a strong bullish trend, and here was our high that was set in 2022. That was a very important high that the price set, and from where a strong bearish wave initiated. And the fact is, traders, that recently the pair has violated that resistance to the upside. You can see that here we got a very strong horizontal structure that was broken, and we set a new higher close here in the weekly. Why that violation is so important? Because that violation tells us that the market is still dominated by the buyers, and that the bullish trend will most likely continue. So that violation makes me very bullish biased, and I believe that the market will go higher. Now, talking about where can be the next goal for the buyers, let's look left at structure and let's try to spot the closest strong horizontal key level on a weekly time frame. And you can see that we have a very important structure over here. Yeah, you can see that here we have a very important structure cluster that was respected 2 times in a row in 2015, and from where the market dropped sharply in 2016. Yeah, so that structure here is phenomenally strong. And that structure will most likely be the next goal for the buyers. So I expect a bullish movement to that structure, and I believe that it will be the next goal for the buyers. Now, if we open a daily time frame and analyze the situation here on a daily time frame, I guess you saw that at the moment the pair looks quite weak. And for the last 4 days, we keep forming very weak candles here on a daily. And then we can also spot that over here we have that very strong rising trend line. I really want you to pay close attention to the confluence zone based on that trend line and that horizontal structure, because so far that would be the closest area from where you can look for the trend following trade. That blue area will be the zone from where it will be safe for you to buy the market, expecting a bullish continuation to that resistance. So that structure will be on focus, and I would suggest looking for the occasional test of that structure to buy the market from there. And just a couple of words about the 4-hour time frame analysis. Here in the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we have the channel. Yeah, you can see that here in the 4-hour time frame, we have the rising channel and a bearish breakout of the support of the channel will most likely trigger a bearish movement to that blue zone. So those who want to catch a bullish movement on the pound yen, monitor that rising parallel channel, wait for its support breakout, let the price test that blue area, and from that blue area, a bullish continuation will be expected. Then, what will we analyze then? I saw a question about euro-dollar from Christina. That will be the next instrument that we'll analyze. And traders, as always, if something is not clear in my analysis, feel free to ask me in the live chat. I will be happy to help. So feel free to ask and let me know what else to analyze for you. Yeah, and again, answering what happened with the video. For some reason, my camera is not working. I have no idea why it happened, but you know, always when you come from vacation, something crashes. Yeah, so I promise that during the next live stream the camera will work, but I have no idea why it is not working. So about euro dollar, let's take a look at euro dollar and let's discuss the current situation. The first thing to note, traders, is that since the middle of March, euro-dollar was trading in a strong bullish trend. The market was steadily growing, but once that high right here was reached, we started to slow down and we started to consolidate. Then bears suddenly started to push, and you can see that the support of that horizontal range was broken. And that breakout initiated a strong bearish movement on the pair. And you can see that after the breakout of that horizontal structure support on a daily, the market started to fall and we dropped to 1068 level. So why that is important? Why that bearish movement is important? With that bearish movement, the market violated that bullish trend. And at the moment, we can conclude that we are trading in a minor bearish trend. Then analyzing the key levels, we can spot that over here, we have a very important horizontal resistance. First, it was a strong support, yes, from where the price retraced. And then after the breakout, it turned into resistance from where we saw a bearish continuation and new low. So I think that resistance can be the closest area from where we can expect the next selling wave to lower structure levels. So far, the closest strong support that we see on euro dollar is over here. Yeah, that is the closest strong structure that we see on a daily, and I believe that probabilities will be high that the market will drop to that horizontal structure support. So bias on euro dollar is very bearish, and I think that we will keep falling. And the fact is that we are quite oversold here at the moment, so I would recommend waiting for an occasional test of that structure first, and from that structure, yeah, the market will drop lower. Then, what will be the next one? The next one will be Pound New Zealand, Pound New Zealand pair, and Pound New Zealand pair also looks very bullish. And I guess analyzing this one on a daily time frame, we can easily note that the market is trading here in a bullish trend. We are trading here in a strong bullish trend, and just recently the price bounced and we set a new higher close here on a daily. Then if we open the weekly time frame, we can also spot that here in a weekly we have here a very important weekly structure resistance. Yes, we have a very important horizontal weekly structure that the price is currently breaking. And the violation of that key level, the breakout of that weekly structure, will be confirmed in 1 day and 9 hours. Why? Because in 1 day and 9 hours, the weekly candle will close and the breakout of that structure will be confirmed. That violation, the fact that the price so easily violated that weekly resistance, makes me think that the pair may go higher. And I think that probabilities will be high that buyers will manage to reach that resistance. That resistance will be the next goal for the buyers. Yeah, so I think bullish trend will continue here in Pound New Zealand, and we will most likely keep growing at least to this 209 level. Yeah, that will be the next goal for the buyers. Yeah, then what will be the next one? Traders, let me know what else to analyze for you. I see a question from Uzaif about Dow Jones index. Let's open US 30, the Dow Jones index, and let's analyze the current perspective on the index. And the first thing to note about the index, analyzing the price action on a daily time frame, is the fact that we are trading in a bearish trend here. Yes, we are trading in a minor bearish trend. And you can see that once that high was reached, the market dropped, we violated the previous low, we set a new level low, we retraced, and then we dropped and we set a new low again. So the market is trading in a minor bearish trend here on Dow Jones. And it makes me think that bears will most likely keep pushing the pair lower. For now, the main obstacle for the sellers is that horizontal key level. For now, you can see that that horizontal key level is the closest strong structure from where just recently the price retraced. So the plan for Dow Jones index is the following. If the price breaks and closes below that horizontal zone of demand, probabilities will be high that the market will drop lower, and chances will be high that then we will drop all the way down to that horizontal support. So in order to catch a trend following movement, let the price violate that yellow area, let the price close below that yellow area, and then we can expect a bearish movement to 2000 level. That will be the plan here for Dow Jones. Then New Zealand Swiss. New Zealand Swiss. I saw Paul asked to analyze New Zealand Swiss, so that will be the next pair that we will discuss. And New Zealand Swiss pair, the situation here is quite tricky because at the moment the pair is stuck between two very important structures. You can see that from one side, New Zealand Swiss has a very important horizontal structure support right here. Yeah, you can see that here we have a very important horizontal key level that was respected by the market in April, and from where the price bounced in April. However, at the same time, we also have right here the resistance. Yes, the resistance that was broken to the downside, and that price is currently respecting. So New Zealand Swiss pair is currently stuck between two very important structures: key support and key resistance. And taking into consideration, traders, that the pair is trading in a strong bearish trend, I would recommend waiting for a bearish breakout of that horizontal structure support. If a daily candle closes below that support, it will most likely trigger a trend following movement on the pair, and then we will keep falling. Let's, by the way, check where can be the next goal for the sellers if we violate that low. We can spot that the market perfectly respected that horizontal structure in 2020. Yeah, I hope you see that horizontal key level right here that was respected in 2020. So after the breakout, after the violation of our current support, chances will be high that the pair will continue falling. Yes, and that yellow support will be the next goal for the sellers then. And Elias says Euro Yen only reached TP1. Yeah, I think so. So this morning I shared the analysis for Euro Yen pair where I spotted the key level and a double bottom here on an hourly time frame. And so far, yeah, the price just reached the first take profit. Yes, and now we see the correctional movement to the downside. So let's see what will happen then. I see a question from Taylor about Aussie dollar pair. So Aussie dollar will be the next pair that we will analyze. And first, here on Aussie dollar, we should execute the trend analysis, Taylor. Here we should get where the market is going and what is really happening with the pair. The fact is, traders, that after we were trading in a bullish trend, the price reached that high. And from that high, a strong bearish movement initiated. From that high, the market dropped. And you can see that from that high, the market started to trade in a bearish trend. And currently, the trend on the pair is bearish. Then once that structure was reached, you can see that we started a correctional movement. And for a quite long period of time, the pair was trading within the boundaries of that range. And technically speaking, the pair was trading within the boundaries of that range since March. Yeah, so for a quite long period of time, we were consolidating. And then important thing happened with the pair. The pair has broken the support of the range to the downside. You can see that the support of the range was broken, and that violation will most likely trigger the next bearish wave here on the pair. The broken support of the range now turned into a very important resistance. And from that broken support of the range, I will expect a bearish trend continuation. I believe that from that broken structure, the pair will most likely drop, and the next goal for the sellers will be that key level. It is the closest strong support that I see on Aussie dollar. So bias is very bearish, and I would recommend you looking for a test of that broken yellow structure, and from there, Jim, you can look for shorting. Now, the next instrument will be New Zealand dollar. Let's analyze New Zealand dollar and pound Aussie. Pound Aussie. First, pound Aussie. I see a question from Peter about pound Aussie. And traders, if I miss your question in a live chat, just ask me again, because the chat occasionally moves quite quickly, and occasionally I can just miss your questions. And I also see a question about New Zealand dollar from Malik, so this one I will also analyze. So what is up with pound Aussie? Pound Aussie is very bullish as well. Yeah, and executing the trend analysis, we can spot that pound Aussie is trading in a bullish trend for a very long period of time, since 2022. Yeah, we are bullish. And once the price reached that structure high in April, from that high, the market started a correctional movement. We retraced, and then bulls started to push again, and we set a new higher close here in the daily. And that violation tells us that the bullish trend will most likely continue on the pair, and most likely bulls will keep dominating the market. What else can we note analyzing the daily time frame? We can also note that the pair is perfectly respecting that rising trend line, and our zone of demand here is based on that trend line and that horizontal structure. So those who are looking for buying pound Aussie, catching the next bullish wave, you should focus on that contracting blue area. That area will be the zone from where I would recommend looking for buying. Then let's discuss what can be the next goal for the buyers here on pound Aussie. We can spot that here on pound Aussie, we have a very important obstacle here on the weekly. We can spot here that very important horizontal structure resistance from where we already see the minor rejection. And in order to break that structure, we need the weekly candle close above this one. Yeah, so wait for bullish breakout of that horizontal structure. The weekly candle close above this one will initiate a bullish movement much higher, at least to that resistance. That resistance will be the next goal for the buyers then. Yeah, so that is so far what I see right here. Now briefly about the intraday time frames analysis. Let's check if we have something special here on a 4-hour. I guess not. How about the hourly time frame? Very interesting situation here on an hourly time frame, because you can see that here we were growing within that rising wedge pattern, and once we reached our weekly structure, we formed a double top pattern. We formed a cute double top pattern, and we have violated the neckline of the double top, and we also violated the rising support of the wedge. So to me, the pair looks quite bearish locally, and we can make a prediction that the pair may drop lower, and we can expect a local bearish continuation at least to that support. So that can be the plan for those who is planning to trade pound Aussie pair on the intraday time frames. And I guess you would agree with me that from such a perspective, the pair looks quite overbought, and we might see some correctional movement here on the pair. By the way, I forgot to analyze gold for you. So gold traders, if you want me to analyze gold for you, if you want me to analyze this one, just give me yes in the live chat, and I will analyze gold and share with you my multiple time frame analysis. Then I see a question about from G Squad TV. Your analysis is based on weekly chart or daily. Most of the time, 99% of the time, the analysis is based on a daily time frame. We check the weekly time frame occasionally when there are some important horizontal key levels, some important historical key levels that were respected many years ago by the price, but that should be taken into consideration. And I open the weekly time frame to show you these key levels, because these key levels cannot be spotted on a daily. Yeah, so now gold, and sorry traders, because I became a bit confused because the camera is not working, so I really forgot to check gold for you. So let's analyze this one, and let me share with you my analysis. So first thing to note about gold is that from that structural resistance, the market dropped, and once that resistance was reached, we started to trade in the minor bearish trend, and you can see that gold starts setting local lows and level highs. And why weekly time frame traders is so important? Because in a weekly time frame you can easily find the reason why gold started to fall. Gold started to fall because the market reached a very important weekly structure. Yes, you can see that here on the weekly we have a very important horizontal structural resistance that was reached, and from that resistance gold started to fall. So the fact that we applied the weekly time frame for the structure analysis helped us easily to find the reason why a minor bearish trend initiated. And once the minor bearish trend initiated, gold managed to break multiple supports. And last week, a very important key level was reached. Yes, here is our very important key level that the price reached. And once it was reached, you can see that we started to consolidate, and you can see that gold started to trade in a narrow range. Then if we open the lower time frames, and if we check what was happening with gold on intraday time frames, we can spot that here in the 4-hour time frame, gold was trading within the falling wedge pattern. You can see that we were steadily falling within a falling wedge pattern, and once our support was reached, we also started to trade within the range. Yes, you can see that here we started to consolidate within a narrow range. And take a look what happened after a deep test of that support. After a deep test of that support, we formed a high momentum bullish candle, and then we have violated the neckline of the pattern. Yes, here we got the neckline of our horizontal range. That neckline was broken to the upside, and also the resistance of the wedge was broken to the upside as well. And you can see how nicely the price is respecting the broken resistance of the range, how nicely the price respects that, and how nicely rejections we see from the broken resistance of the range. So it makes me think, traders, that that breakout right here is the indicator of the strength of buyers, and definitely we see the signs of strength of the buyers, and it will most likely push gold higher. And so far, the closest strong resistance that I see on gold is over here, around 1982 level. And that resistance will be the next goal for the buyers. So I think that gold will keep growing, and I believe that that structure will be the next goal for the buyers. The outlook here is very bullish. Let's now briefly check if we have some extra clues on an hourly time frame. Take a look at a very interesting thing that was happening here on an hourly time frame. You can see that after the breakout of our trend line and of our horizontal structure, we bounced, we set a new high, and then the correctional movement started. You can see that here in an hourly time frame, we started to trade within a bullish flag pattern. You can see that here a very cute flag pattern was formed. And once the price retested that broken horizontal structure, you can see that we bounced, the price violated the resistance of the flag, then we retested the broken resistance of the flag, and now we are growing. So here gold even gave you a perfect intraday confirmation. Yes, on an hourly time frame we got one more confirmation of the strength of the buyers. So traders, I strongly believe that the market will keep growing. Yes, and that will be the next goal for the buyers. Traders, let me know what are your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with my opinion, and let me know if you are bullish as well. Let me know what are your thoughts. Then, what will be the next one? And Paul asks, where did you went for vacation? So I was traveling a lot, and on vacation I was in Hong Kong, I was in Shanghai, I was in Macau. So it was the tour around the Asia. Yeah, and I really enjoyed China. If I don't know if I can call the Hong Kong China, but I really enjoyed. And I had a wonderful time there. Now, traders, if everything is clear about gold, let's analyze Aussie New Zealand, because I see a question from XYZ Tips about Aussie New Zealand here. And earlier on Aussie New Zealand, by the way, I posted a very bullish outlook, and after the breakout of that horizontal key level, on a daily, I made a prediction that Aussie New Zealand will manage to reach at least that resistance. So at the moment, we have a test of structure. Yes, we have a test of structure here. On a daily, we have a very important horizontal key level here on a daily, and the market is currently testing that resistance, and we already got the local breakout attempt of that structure. So if the price breaks and closes above that resistance, it may push the pair higher, and the bullish breakout of that resistance will most likely initiate a bullish movement to that horizontal structure. Yes, that will be the next goal for buyers in case of a breakout of that structure. So those who want to buy, consider the breakout trade. The breakout trade will give you a very perfect confirmation to buy the pair. Alternatively, the price may also drop from that resistance. And let's discuss what can be our confirmation to short the pair. If we open an hourly time frame, let's just analyze the price action and let's look for some important clues. Yeah, so here in an hourly time frame, we have a very nice rising trend line. Yeah, and I guess we can also spot one more over here, not this one. Let's simply take this one. Yeah, so from such a perspective, I guess we can see that here in Aussie New Zealand we have a rising wedge pattern. And the market is currently trading within the boundaries of the wedge. So if the price respects the upper boundary of the wedge, drops and breaks its support to the downside, it will initiate a local bearish movement on the pair. So those who are bearish biased, those who believe that Aussie New Zealand pair will drop from that daily resistance should monitor that rising wedge pattern on an hourly time frame. That can give you a very nice confirmation to short the pair. Yeah, so that will be on focus. Then EURUSD, EURUSD pair. I saw a question from Christina about EURUSD pair. So let's take a look at this one. EURUSD pair is trading in a bearish trend on a daily time frame. We are trading in a strong bearish trend, and at the moment the pair is approaching a very important zone of confluence. First, if we draw the trend lines, we can spot here a very important falling trend line. And then zooming in the chart, we can also spot right here a very important horizontal structure. So you can see that here we have a very important point of confluence based on the horizontal structure and the trend line. And taking into consideration that the trend is bearish, from that point of confluence, the pair may drop. What can be our confirmation right here to short the pair from a current perspective? You can see that here in the 4-hour time frame, the pair is kind of consolidating. Yes, and you can see that we are currently trading within that range. And you can see that so far, buyers are willing to buy from that horizontal structure. From that support, we see very nice rejections. And from that support, we see a strong bullish pressure. So I think that bearish sentiment on the pair will be confirmed if the price breaks and closes below the support of the range. A bearish breakout of the support of the range will most likely push the pair lower, at least to that support. And again, why the breakout here will be so important? Because the breakout of the support will signify that buyers are losing confidence in that structure. And moreover, it will signify strong selling volumes and the willingness of sellers to violate a very important intraday support. So in order to confirm a bearish movement, wait for a bearish breakout of that horizontal support. XYZ says, bro, why are you ignoring Aussie New Zealand? My friend, I just analyzed Aussie New Zealand, I guess 3 minutes ago. So please check the recording and yeah, please check the recording and be patient. Yeah. So alternatively, by the way, the fact is that EURUSD also is quite oversold. Yeah, the pair is quite oversold, and the market may also start reversing. In order to confirm the bullish reversal here in EURUSD, we should wait for a bullish breakout of that horizontal resistance on a daily and of that falling trend line. So if the price violates that falling trend line and that horizontal structure to the upside, then we will expect a bullish reversal. Yeah, so that will be on focus. And if we want to buy the pair, yeah, we should wait for a double breakout, the breakout of a trend line and that horizontal structure on a daily. Now, Pound Swiss, and I see a question from Billy. Where am I from? I'm from Russia. I was born in Russia, and when I was 17, I moved to Europe. I was living in many European countries. Then I was living again in Russia. Then I was living in United Arab Emirates. So I am traveling a lot and I am moving a lot. Yeah. So next one, pound Swiss. Pound Swiss pair. I see a question from Lee Shihi about pound Swiss, and this one is quite peculiar. And I was monitoring pound Swiss in the morning, and I spotted a very important trend line. I spotted a very important trend line here on pound Swiss that is based on this lower highs. Yes, you can see that 3 times in a row that trend line here was respected, and this morning I spotted the test of that trend line. So I have even spotted a very peculiar confirmation on an hourly time frame. I spotted the triangle right here that was broken to the downside, but it looks like here it was a false breakout, right? It looks like after the violation of the neckline of a triangle, you can see that the price returned back, and you can see that the price even managed to set a new high close here in pound Swiss. So to me, now everything depends on the daily candle close. And if a daily candle closes above that trend line, I guess it will break the trend line. I guess it will violate the trend line. It will confirm its violation. And then a bullish continuation will be expected on pound Swiss, at least to that resistance, because it will be the closest strong structure. So I hope you got the plan. Now we are waiting for the daily candle close, and if we close above the trend line, we are expecting a bullish continuation to that resistance. Yeah. Paul says, Vasily, I'm having problem with my psychology. Any advice, please? I guess the main advice about the psychology is to just keep trading. You know, you should build the habits. You should build the habits to be patient, to stay confident, to follow your plan. And unfortunately, the main problem with trading is that you cannot teach the trading psychology. The trading psychology is the thing that you learn by yourself, and that you learn making the mistakes, trying different things and stuff. So just keep practicing, just keep following your trading strategy, and with time you will learn the trading psychology. And thank you so much for asking. Now we see a question about New Zealand dollar pair and Euro New Zealand, and then New Zealand dollar. Let's open the Euro New Zealand. Traders, by the way, thank you so much for asking your questions. I truly appreciate that you are here. I truly appreciate that you are still with me watching this live stream and asking the questions. So I truly appreciate. So here on Euro New Zealand pair, we can spot again that the pair is trading in a bullish trend. And once that structure high that was reached in April was set, the price started to fall sharply, and we dropped all the way down to that horizontal structure support. You can see that here we got a very important horizontal key level that was reached, and from that support we saw very nice bullish reactions. And it turned out that testing that support, the price formed a very cute double bottom pattern. Yes, we formed a double bottom here with equal lows. We violated its neckline, and that was the trigger for a further bullish continuation. Now the pair is approaching the minor daily resistance. Yes, you can see that here we have a minor daily resistance. We formed doji candle testing that. We were rejected from that, and it makes me think that we may see some pullback from that resistance. If we open the 4-hour time frame and analyze the current price action here in the 4-hour time frame, I guess we can, let me think what we can spot right here. Yeah, traders, what I see right here is the classic example of the inside bar formation. Do you see the inside bar here? Here is our modest bar, yes, and you can see that the consequent candles are trading within the range of the modest bar. Yes, perfectly respecting its boundaries. And what we know about the inside bar formation, it is the classic indecision pattern, and the breakout of one of the boundaries of the inside bar formation will most likely show us the future direction of the pair. So a bearish breakout of the lower boundary of the modest bar will be a very bearish signal, and then we'll expect a correctional movement on the pair, while a bullish breakout of the upper boundary of the range of the modest bar will push the price higher. Yeah, so the pattern here signifies the local indecision, it signifies the local consolidation, and the breakout of one of its boundaries will help you to quite accurately predict where the market will go next. Yeah, so I hope my analysis makes sense to you. And Maximum says, gold, my friend, we have already analyzed gold, and I shared very detailed multiple time frame analysis. We analyzed the weekly time frame, the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour. So the analysis was very deep, so you can check the recording if you missed. Now, New Zealand dollar. Question from Malik about New Zealand dollar. My friend, sorry for the delay. And yeah, now it's finally time to discuss this one. And yeah, so let's take a look and analyze what is happening with New Zealand dollar pair. So, first thing to note, I guess you saw that for a quite long period of time, New Zealand dollar pair was consolidating within that range. Yes, we were trading in sideways, perfectly respecting the boundaries of that range. Yes, the market reached the boundaries of that range, and within that range, we were staying for quite a long period of time. Then you can see that the support of the range was broken. You can see that the market violated the support of the range, and we closed below that on a daily. And of course, it is a very important bearish clue. But after the breakout, we dropped and we reached that peculiar horizontal support. Yeah, and that looks respected for now. So first of all, if you want to catch a trend following movement, for now, I would recommend you waiting for a bearish breakout of that support. Daily candle close below that will confirm a violation, and then a bearish continuation will be expected to lower structure levels. So that will be the first scenario. Alternatively, you can look for an occasional retest of the broken support of the range. That would be a very nice zone, the area from where you can look for shorting. Yeah, so consider that area for an occasional retest, yes, and then a consequent bearish continuation. Then, if we open the intraday time frames and analyze what is happening on a 4-hour time frame, you can see that it looks like that yellow key daily support might be respected, and from that we may even see the pullback. You can see that here on a 4-hour time frame we have formed a double bottom. Yeah, we have a very cute double bottom pattern with the equal lows, and I will expect a correctional movement on New Zealand dollar pair if the price manages to violate its white horizontal neckline, the neckline of this double bottom pattern. If the price breaks and closes above this one, we'll expect a bullish movement to that broken support of the range, from where from where we will look for the next shorting. Yeah, so a lot of options right here to treat New Zealand dollar. Yeah, the first option is to wait for the breakout of that key daily support and short the breakout. The second option is to try to catch a pullback following this double bottom on a 4-hour time frame. And the third option is to let the price bounce, reach that broken support of the range, and from there look for shorting. Yeah, and let me know which option do you prefer right here, Malik. And I hope that my analysis makes sense to you. G Squad says, quick one, when are this online classes held? So I do them either covering the US session opening, the New York session opening, or the London session opening. So I'm trying to mix, these sessions, and I'm active monitoring both the New York session and the London session. So the classes are based on this 2 sessions. Yeah, so I hope you got the point. Dollar index, the DXY. Let's open DXY. Question from Christina, and let's discuss the current situation on dollar index. So dollar index, after a strong bearish wave, dollar index started to consolidate within the range. Then the resistance of the range was broken, and we started to trade in a bullish trend. And recently, the index has violated a very important horizontal key level. We got here very important support that turned into resistance, and that was broken to the upside. Our closest strong resistance that I see on a dollar index is right here. And it makes me think that the index will most likely manage to reach that structure. And I think that probabilities will be high that bulls will manage to reach that resistance cluster. However, the fact is that locally we are quite weak on dollar index. So let's check what is happening on the intraday time frames. Opening a 4-hour time frame, we can spot here, let me just try to draw the decent trend line. Yeah, you can see, Christina, that we formed right here a rising wedge pattern. And within that rising wedge, you can clearly see that the market started to slow down. You can see that the market started to slow down, and within that wedge, bulls became weaker and weaker. Yeah, and finally, what happened is the index formed a double top pattern with the level high. So the price even didn't manage to set the equal high. Instead, the level high was set, and then we violated the support of the wedge and the neckline of the pattern. So I think that the index may drop lower. And so far, our closest support is right here. Yes, chances will be high that the index will drop at least to that support. Yes, around 1035. Yes, that will be the first goal. And if the price violates that support to the downside, then we will drop lower to that support. And I guess you clearly see that the intraday price action on dollar index is very bearish, so it is reasonable to expect a local bearish continuation here. Yeah. Then a question from David about Bitcoin. And I guess traders, you would agree with me that the last days Bitcoin looks quite chaotic. And so far, it is very hard to see what is really happening here with the market. The fact is that for some time here, Bitcoin was consolidating. Yes, we were trading within the range. Then the resistance of the range was broken to the upside, and retesting the broken resistance of the range, you can see that the market just neglected that structure and dropped lower. So now we have a brand new range right here on Bitcoin, this one. Yes, that is the current range where we are trading. And watching how nicely the price reacted to the resistance of the range, I will make a prediction that Bitcoin will keep falling to the support of the range. Yes, so outlook here in Bitcoin is locally quite bearish. And that outlook here is supported by the fact that analyzing the 4-hour time frame, we have violated that falling trend line to the downside, and also that we formed right here a double top pattern. Yes, we formed right here a double top pattern with the level high, and the neckline of that double top was broken to the downside as well. So we got here two very important bearish breakouts: the breakout of the trend line and that horizontal neckline. So to me, Bitcoin looks bearish now, and I will expect a bearish continuation to the support of the range here on a daily. Now, Alisa says, please, how do you please target when spot entries on 1 hour time frame? What are your rules? So usually, Alisa, for the targets, I consider the closest 4-hour structures. Yeah, so if I spot the pattern on an hourly time frame for the targets, I usually consider the closest 4-hour structure. And if I spot the pattern on the 4-hour, I will consider the 4-hour structure for the goal as well. Yeah, so I hope it makes sense to you. Then the next one will be New Zealand CAD. Question from V Hockey. So let's analyze this one. Traders, and I hope that you enjoy this live stream. And I'm truly sorry that you don't see me. As I said, I promise that I will fix the camera, and during the next live stream you will see me. And yeah, so I hope that even though you don't see me, you are still enjoying this live session, and I hope that you still learned something new. Yeah, so don't forget to share with me your feedbacks. So what is happening on New Zealand CAD? At the beginning of this trading week, on New Zealand CAD pair, I shared a very bearish forecast. Yeah, on my free Telegram channel, I posted the breakout of that horizontal key level. The price broke and closed below that horizontal support, and after the breakout, the pair kept falling. Yes, and definitely that breakout here was very important. For now, I think that the closest goal for the buyers, the closest goal for the sellers, is that horizontal structure. Yes, that is so far the closest strong support, and I think that the pair may keep falling. Yes, I think that even though we see the local signs that the market becomes oversold, still we don't have any important structure right here from where buyers should start buying. So most likely bears will keep pushing the pair lower. Yes, and the outlook for New Zealand CAD pair is very bearish. I hope it makes sense to you. Yeah. Then NASDAQ and natural gas. Question from Uzaiv. First, US 100. And this one is unstoppable, I guess. I guess you saw, traders, that US 100 index has violated that weekly structural resistance to the upside. Yeah, the price closed above this one on the weekly, retested that structure, and started to grow. And we saw a very strong bullish movement here on US 100. And so far, the closest strong resistance that we can spot on the index is that structure. Yeah, that is so far the closest strong area of supply, and most likely that area of supply will be reached, and most likely it will be the next goal for the buyers. Of course, now buying the index is a very bad idea because the price went already too far from that broken structure. Those who want to buy the index, please monitor that rising trend line. That rising trend line so far will be the closest strong support from where it will be safe to buy the index. So let the price approach that trend line, and from that trend line look for a trend following trade. Yes, that will be my recommendation. About natural gas. So nat gas USD. What was the ticker for natural gas? Here it goes, natural gas. Again, bearish. Yeah, I guess you saw that this one again is bearish, and the market keeps falling, and the test of that support looks inevitable right now. So the first prediction that we can make is that certainly the market will drop to that support. And once that support is reached, yeah, important decision will be ahead. So probabilities are high. I guess that from that support we will see a pullback. So the plan is let the price reach that support, and from that support look for a confirmation to buy the market. Yeah, that will be the plan. Just in brief, let's check if we have something special here on the 4-hour time frame or on an hourly time frame. Yeah, here we got, I guess, quite peculiar local bearish flag that was broken to the downside, retesting, and we are falling. So yeah, traders, I am sure that this one will manage to reach that support. Yes, and from that support you can look for a pullback. New Zealand Yen pair. New Zealand Yen pair question from Uzair. And Uzair, I guess you saw that New Zealand Yen pair is currently approaching a very important horizontal structure support. Yes, we have a very important horizontal key level, and taking into consideration the fact that since March we are trading in a minor bullish trend, from that support we might see a pullback. So I would monitor the intraday time frames, and I would pay close attention to that inverted head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that here on the 4-hour time frame we have quite weird, but still valid inverted head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, and you can better see that on the 4-hour time frame. We have the completed left shoulder, the completed head, and currently the price is completing the right shoulder. So a bullish breakout of the neckline of the pattern can give you a very nice confirmation to buy the pair and catch a pullback. So monitor that pattern right here and wait for a breakout to buy. Yeah. So I see the hourly time frame. On an hourly time frame, we just see the that pattern in details, and we can see all the elements of that pattern. So yeah, what can we say? What do you see? What else do you see here, my friend? Because I opened the hourly time frame, but I just see the pattern here. Yeah, and that pattern, by the way, here we also got the falling channel. Yeah, we also got the falling parallel channel on an hourly time frame, and that channel was broken to the upside here. So that is already a very important bullish clue. And the formation of that head and shoulders just increases the probabilities that the price will bounce. And your trigger will be the breakout of its neckline to buy it. And if you're bought it already, it's good. It's good because we already have a very strong confirmation right here with the breakout of that falling channel to the upside. So I do agree that this one looks bullish. And that pattern, the breakout of the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern, just will increase the probabilities that the price will bounce. And I see a question from Yusuf about WTI. My friend, we have already analyzed WTI, yes, and on WTI crude oil, we spotted the horizontal range. Here on a daily, we spotted the confirmed breakout of its neckline, TTD on side, right? So from that, we'll expect the further bearish continuation. Yeah, so the plan is to wait for the retest of the broken support of the range, and from there we'll look for shorting, expecting a bearish movement to this lows. Yeah. So cheaters, I hope that you enjoyed this live stream. Yeah, I hope that you learned something new. I hope that my analysis will help you to trade the markets more accurately. As always, traders, please don't forget to support me with like. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And traders, please, as always, don't forget to check my premium stuff. I have the Trading Academy where I do these live streams on a daily basis. I have the Signals group. I have the premium course for you where I teach my trading strategies. So you can check all that on my website. It is vasilytrader.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you still have questions, remember that you can ask me on Instagram. I always reply to your questions. So on Instagram, we have a very nice hub for Q&As. So don't forget to subscribe. All the links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for being with me today.